Hi guys! Today I'm going to film for you a tutorial on what to do with, blow-dried hair or day 2 hair or day 3 hair or hair that you're just otherwise dissatisfied with. Something that's really popular is the curled or waved with straight ends look. So I figured, why don't we focus on that? So that's what I'm going to be doing today. So stay tuned and I'll walk you through it.
Alrighty, the first thing you want to go ahead and do is just gently detangle your hair. Anytime you're going to use a hot tool, you always want to detangle because if you press heat into that, it'll be locked in there and it'll be super kinky and uncooperative. And if you are working with day 2 hair, I think it's nice to prep your root area with a little bit of dry shampoo. I'm using the Culture Dry Texture Spray. And anytime you're planning on using heat on your hair, always spray in something with heat protection. I'm using the Brilliance Shine Spray by Culture Hair Studio. The next thing I'm going to do is section my hair, the top from the bottom and the left from the right, just to make it easier to work with. I just twist it up and out of the way and hold it with a purple clip. You can use whatever you want. These are just like duckbill clips, but they don't pull or tug my hair, so I like that. So I like to separate the top from the bottom because I find that this just helps you get a little closer to the root up top, which gives you better volume. And perhaps obviously you want to keep your left section from your right so that you can evenly reach everything. Make sure your curling iron is hot, hopefully in a safer way than that. And I think this look generally looks best if you do your curls all going away from your face. So that means going away from your face on your right and then going away from your face on the left. So ultimately, they're going to reach a point where they're curling together in the back. And you want to start the curl in the middle of the hair strand and then work toward the bottom, but don't go all the way to the bottom. You want to leave 1 inch to 2 inches out to ensure that you keep those straight ends. And then when you take it out, just unravel it around and try not to touch it. It's okay if you end up pulling some back in, it's not the end of the world, but your hair will have better memory if you allow it to cool in the same position you curled it in. If you accidentally go too far and go all the way to the end, just straighten it out a little bit or brush it out right away with your fingers so that it doesn't retain that memory. And I'm working in sections that are comparable to the size of the barrel of the curling iron that I'm using because it helps the heat distribution get all the way through evenly in a way that you can control. And it's also nice because it doesn't tend to get stuck or tangled around the barrel when you work in sections that are easy to manage. So I just continue that exact same thing, going all the way to the back of the hair, avoiding the ends. I push my hair out of the way to get to the bottom when I'm done, and I leave my fringe area and my face framing pieces alone. I like to just work those in at the very end so that they blend. And when you get to the top, you do the exact same thing going in the exact same direction, but I would tell you to go all the way to the root for that volume, like I mentioned before. And then once the top area is totally done, if you do have shorter face framing pieces, this is when I recommend just wrapping around the barrel and pulling it through so that it has some texture without being like a little dippy-doo curl like Shirley Temple on the side of your head. You want it to have texture, but you don't want it to be spirally because it'll look silly. Then when you get totally finished, I recommend pulling it all in front of you, running a brush through it, combing your fingers through it. If you comb your fingers through it, it's going to give you separation. If you run a brush through it, it's going to remove some of the waves. So if it's a little too tight for you, use a flat brush. I was happy with the amount of curl I had left over, so I just went in and used my fingers to give it some separation so that it wasn't one like Veronica Lake style wave. And if you check it out, the ends are totally straight because we left them out, and it just gives you a nice lived-in beachy textured look.
Okay guys, so that's the quick easy tutorial on how to get these like beachy mermaidy waves with the straight ends. It's really easy. I just filmed myself doing it, so I can tell you it took me 9.5 minutes to do the whole thing. So once your curling iron is fired up, just go for it. I hope that was helpful for you guys, and if you need me, I'll be here. Feel free to chat with me. I'm offering consultations by donation, like there's no set price, so if you want it to be free, it's free. If you want to Venmo me money, you can Venmo me money. So whatever works for you, I'm offering that to you. If you feel like you need some help, just give me a shout. I'll be here. And until next time, be safe. I love you. Bye.